Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be an unboxing of a great package I got from Dave Ramsden. So you might have seen on a previous video this large package which has came today from Dave Ramsden. So I want to say a big thanks to Dave and his wife Jill for sending this to me, and this weighs a ton, so I can't wait to get into it. So as always, I'll say nurse, scalpel, watch them fingers. So Dave got in touch and said he had some stuff he would like to send me. I didn't realise it was going to be this big. It's a huge box. So I want to thank Dave once again for taking the time out to do this for me. And it's come really well packaged. Right now, not show any addresses here. So first of all, I can feel packs which seem like slipcovers. So I'm going to go through them. Really well packaged in individual bags. Posh bags as well. First off is oh look at that, lenticular, legend. We were talking to work about this actually. Michael Where's Me Ladders, remember him? Yeah, he was talking about this movie. That's brilliant, isn't it? Don't think I've ever seen that lenticular. Interesting seeing this movie actually. Brilliant. Somebody just come in next door, that's why I'm not talking so loud. Next up is I think I've got this slip, but I don't know if I've got a lenticular. That's a brilliant, very deep. But I know I've got this slip, but I don't know if it's lenticular. But I've got the lenticular one now. Love a lenticular slip, that's very deep that. That's a lovely one. Next up is Fury. Now I've got this on 4K. This is a nice slip. Very nice. It's got some great artwork on here, and actually this one is different from the slip on the 4K. Okay, so I'm back on a different day, which is better for me because it's light outside, and also my son came back, as you saw, from work the other day, and when he gets in his room he starts shouting maybe, so I thought right, it got a bit self-conscious and all that, so I thought I'll just do it on a different day. So I got in touch with Dave and said I would continue this a different day, which is the Sunday, and the Debs and also Matthew have gone out to watch Newcastle win, hopefully, when they're playing Wolves. So where was I? Yes, Fury. Fury is a great looking 4K, I've got to say. I do have it in 4K with a slipcover. So this is one I'll put in the box of doubles. That's Fury. Great looking 4K, I've got to say. Next up is Ghost Stories. Now, I've been wanting to see this for quite a while, and it's one of those ones where I think I will get it somewhere down the line and then just kind of forget about it. But this has made me think about getting back and getting this one. It's got Martin Freeman in and Andy Nyman. So I saw the trailer of this and it looks pretty good. I think it's going to be like a portmanteau film, maybe, but the bit I saw looked quite interesting, and this is a welcome addition, so that's nice bit of spot gloss in there, if that picks it up. So that's Ghost Stories, brilliant. Excellent cover that. Next up is Immortals, from the producers of 300. Henry Cavill. I knew there was somebody in here that I knew. And, well, obviously everybody knows Henry Cavill, ex-Superman, good song title. So this is another one going in the CX pile. Great slipcover that. Got embossing there as well, and on the spine, brilliant. Double embossing. Oops, I better make sure they don't fall off there. Next up is this is another. I love Toni Collette. I think she's a great actress. And funny enough, I never thought much of Daniel Radcliffe. He was all right in Harry Potter, and I thought, well, he's not really going to be good in anything else. But the things I've seen him in, apart from Harry Potter, haven't seen many, but the ones I've seen him in I've really enjoyed. And this one here was one that really got my attention, because it's funny to see Harry Potter seeing a character like this. I'm quite interested in the subject matter of this movie, like from American History X meets The Departed. Yeah, that's a good recommendation there. So that's brilliant slipcover, that one. I like that. A different thing on the, the Blu Rays. So that's Imperium. Excellent. Next up is actually The Last Stand. I've got The Last Stand and it's over there, but it hasn't got a slipcover on. So that'll go in the pile of I'll put the slipcover on this at the end of the video. Johnny Knoxville, Arnie. It's quite a good movie. This is one of the ones when he came back out of retirement, and he started making some movies again. It's quite a good movie actually. That's Last Stand. Brilliant to get the slipcover for that one. Brilliant. Next is actually The Green Hornet. I haven't got this one, but I do want to get it. It was panned universally, but I want to get it because of the fact of the Bruce Lee tie-in, should I say. Michael.
Where's me ladders?
Yes, the Bruce Lee tie-in. Lovely slipcover. It's one of those movies that you see out in the wild a lot, but you never ever see. I've never even seen a slipcover for this one. Lovely embossing on there as well. Brilliant. Lovely the slipcover. It's amazing what artwork is put on the slipcovers actually. I don't know if that's a slipcover on the actual DVD Blu-ray. I think it is. So that's The Green Hornet. CX pile. Next is, you know, when my son was little, we used to watch Goosebumps. Well, he used to watch Goosebumps all the time. Therefore, I used to watch Goosebumps all the time, and I quite enjoyed them actually, if I'm honest. And when this came out, although my son's much older, too old for this one, I was intrigued by it. I do like Jack Black, and I wanted to see if it was any good. And yeah, so I think I picked that one up. Spot glossing. Very good mixture of movies here, I find. But Goosebumps, yeah, it's a good TV series. It was quite scary actually. I remember he was petrified of it, which I found quite funny actually, you know, in a good way. Next up is Headhunters. Now I do have this slipcover myself. I do have this one, and it looks like a great movie actually. I've got it up there, and that'll go in my one with Fury there. But it looks like I'm sure it's not a I'm sure it's a foreign movie. Yep, so nice bit of embossing there. Next up is The Heist. Got Christopher Walken in, who's always good in whatever he does. I just like the way he talks actually. I can do a Christopher Walken impersonation, but I'm not going to do it now. It's got William H. Macy as well, and Morgan Freeman, so what a cast that is. I wonder if this is a comedy. I would like it to be a comedy. I think they could probably pull off a good comedy movie. No, that'd be one I would definitely be interested in that. So that'd be in the CX pile. Like I say, Christopher Walken. I'm not going to do it though. Next up is The Homesman with Tommy Lee Jones and Hilary Swank. Never heard of this movie at all, although I do like the two actors. The Hilary Swank was great in The $1 Million Baby. What a movie that was. And Tommy Lee Jones again is great in everything he does. Yeah, so that, yeah, never heard of this one before. That's CX pickup pile there, which is tottering at this point. Next up is these movies. As you know, we are big fans of these in our house, and this will be one that I'll see in CX, and I would definitely pick that one up. So me and the Debs are fans of this type of movie for sure. So that's Home. Bit of Jenga going on there. Next up is Hercules. Now this is an absolutely beautiful slip. Look at that. And funny enough, I have got this. I have got this slip, which is a great slip. It's just over there. It's just awaiting. It's in one of the piles that I've got for watching and see if I like it or not. I do think I would like this because I do like Dwayne Johnson. I think he's a good actor all round. I mean, the parts he plays sometimes are a bit, you know, a bit cheesy and stuff, but I don't mind that. I think it's good to have an actor doing that type of thing in this modern era. So that's a lovely slipcover. Look at the light when it catches it. Brilliant. So that's going in the pile of the sort of doubles. Next up is this is definitely one I wanted to see. It's a one that I think I started watching it. I think the Sky Movies once, and then it went off, and I didn't get a chance to see it. I didn't watch it in time. But I love this stuff. The Odd Man, sort of Wallace and Gromit. I love these type of movies. and I always find them very, I love them to watch, and also to, I think you get a good laugh out of them. So that's Early Man, brilliant. Next up is, I remember when it was strange because this movie came out, and I thought I've got to see this, and the Debs is a huge fan of the Kennedys and the Kennedy families and the whole thing about JFK and everything about them, as I am actually. And she's a big fan of Jackie Onassis, or Jackie Kennedy. Now, this was on telly, this was somewhere, and we started to watch it, and then it went off. I think that we lost a connection or something like that, and we never got round to see it. And it was always one of those ones where I thought, I'll go back and I'll just get this somewhere. And of course, when you want to get it, you can't. Now, I would imagine, I've never seen it with a slip. In fact, I've never even seen it to buy. But now I can go and just and hunt it out and have this amazing slip on it. That's got a lovely bit of spot glossing on there. And yeah, so this is a movie, from the bit I saw, and only saw about 10 minutes of it, I thought, I'm really getting into this. So, and I believe that she looked like she was having a really good performance playing Jackie Kennedy. So a great story all around this, well, tragic story, but great. Wow, this is a cracker one. That's Jackie. Wow, a movie that no one ever talks about actually. Next up is A Lenticular. I can feel it. The lenticular on this is absolutely amazing. Let's see if you can get the, that's that, and then you see the fact that you can't see the mama, and then you can. This is a brilliant film. I've got this on a subscriber mail, and also I got the cover as well. So this will go in the pile of double slip covers. If you haven't seen this movie, you've got to check it out. I'm usually not a big fan of this type of movies. They're all right, but not really that good. This one was just absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed it. Bit of a fantasy thing in it as well. No, but brilliant. Yeah, Guillermo del Toro presents. Yeah, and he always, when if you like his movies, you'll love this movie. So that's Mama. And I'm just going to say I just killed a man, but I'm not going to do that. Next up is Maps to the Stars. Never heard of this one, although it does have Robert Pattinson in, who is quite, I was not against him, but I didn't have much time for him because of the fact he was in that Twilight, story. And this one has also got John Cusack in as well. Big fan of John Cusack. I think he's brilliant. So yeah, so I'd never heard of this one, but I will check it out because of the cast. And these are usually ones that you can pick up and literally in CX for like pounds, That's brilliant. So I think that's the first package done there. Yeah, that's that. I'll go and open the next package. It's great when somebody takes the time to do this in general, but to do it in such a fashion that they are protecting what they're sending, the view to, making sure that you get them in the best possible way. So as a collector, I really appreciate that. So next up is End of Watch. Now, have I got this? Have I got this movie? Or have I got the slipcover? I'm not too sure, but it does ring a bell. Great casting here. Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena. I think he's absolutely great, or Pena. I'm not too sure how you pronounce that. Big fan of Jake Gyllenhaal. I've got a lot of movies. Sometimes I get a movie from him and I think, but when I see it, I think, wow, he's a great actor. So yeah, have I got that? I don't know. I'll have a look. Obviously, that'll go in the CEX pile anyway. Next up is The Family. Robert De Niro, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Tommy Lee Jones. Well, that's a cast. Although I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard of it at all. When you think about it, there must be loads of movies made that you just have never heard of. Yeah, intrigued with that one. A twist on the gangster movie, reuniting the greats who defined the genre. Yeah, excellent. Embossing as well. My embossing radar is kicking in there and there. Brilliant. Next up is now, I was always wanting to see this for a lot of reasons because it's got Florence Pugh in it, which I didn't know she was in it still very recently. Dwayne Johnson, and also it's got Nick Frost in it. Big fan of Nick Frost. Now, I don't know if he actually wrote this, he's got something to do with it. Written and directed by Stephen Merchant. Well, it's got a lot of, it's got all of, I mean, I love these people in general when they do this, when they make anything. I always check it out, and I usually have a great time with everything to do. Now, this, I know this is based on a true story, and it's, you know, this girl who from UK who entered into the WWE. So I know about it, but I wanted to just see what the dynamics were with that. So, and I do see this one quite a lot in CEX as well, without a slip. But I'll go and track that one down. So that's Fighting with the Family. Some good movies here, Dave. Next up is The Girl in the Train. Actually, I got this. I got the slip and I got the actual disc as well. I bought it the other day for £1, believe it or not. So I'll put that in my doubles. But I did check a little bit of the movie out and it looked very, very intriguing. And I think the Debs wants to watch this as well. Next up is... oh, look at that slip. I hope that comes out. That is very deep, that. This is Gods of Egypt with Gerard Butler and Jeffrey Rush and Nikolai Coster-Waldau. But that's an amazing slipcover. It's very deep. Wow. So that'll be a purchase. I think that I do really like these movies, but it's some of the ones that on Sky Movies you never see movies like this on it for some reason. Because sometimes I usually try to check things out on Sky Movies before I buy. But because I've got the slipcovers here and if I see them for a couple of quid, I'll definitely pick them up. So that's Gods of Egypt. Next up is Gold, Matthew. You all know how this didn't go the last time when I was trying to pronounce his name. Matthew I'm not going to... No, come on. Matthew McConaughey. Nearly. Beautiful slipcover, that. I think he is an amazing actor. Everything I've seen him in, I've loved. And I don't know anything about this movie. I don't even think I've never seen the slipcover because that was jumped out at me immediately. I mean, what else can you have a slipcover with for Gold but this one? But I will definitely check that out. Brilliant actor. With a quite unique voice as well. Lovely slip that. There's some amazing slips here, Dave, as I've said. So next is Exodus, Gods and Kings. Now, have I got that one, or did I get this slip before? I'm not too sure, but it rings a bell. Or have I actually got the movie? I don't think I have. So that nice bit of spot gloss in there. So with it being Ridley Scott, I will check it out because he's a great director. Yeah, I wish he would do more movies actually. I wish he would sort of clear up what he's doing with the Alien franchise and get them to where they should be. I don't know if he'll ever do that. So that's Exodus, God and Kings. Brilliant. CX pile. Next up is Daddy's Home 2. I love these movies. They're so funny. Me and the Debs watched them both, and I think they're both as good as each other. I think the combination between these two is just, they've done a few movies together. What was it called? The Other Guys, I think. I've got that one as well. I think they've got an amazing partnership on screen. This is exactly the type of movie that you see in CX as well. And John Cena in this is absolutely brilliant. This franchise, I hope it goes a little bit further, is brilliant. That's Daddy's Home 2. Have I got Daddy's Home? I think I have. Next is The Croods. I think I've got this slipcover. What I'll have to do is I'll have to put all my slipcovers together. I have got them together, but I need to put them in the places, the people that I've got them from. I have got them in there, but I need to get them properly where you know who's got what. Now all the stuff that Dave sent will go into a separate like container, so I know everything that Dave sent us. Because like when I get these movies, I like to say I got the slipcover from whoever it was, and sometimes it's easy to get mixed up with when you get these amount of slipcovers. But I will try and I'll try and do that and get them all where they should be. But the Croods, I'm sure I've got that, and this is another type of one of these movies that we just love. we're like watching these type of movies. No, not all the time, but when we put them on, we always have a good laugh with them. So that's the Croods. Lovely slipcover. Next up is this really intrigued me when I saw it. I love Ian McKellen and Helen Mirren. That's like a tongue twister. Did you ever see him in the TV show Vicious? Absolutely amazing. So yeah, so this is another one that I thought, that looked a great movie. And these movies, actually, it's good to get these slipcovers, because some of these movies you just forget about. If you see them in CX, great, but you don't really go looking for them on the shelves in other shops, because you really don't, you kind of just forget about them. But this is going to have me remembering this stuff. So this is another one that I would probably imagine I would see in CX, because it doesn't seem to have been out that long actually. But yeah, great cast, and I remember thinking that the story behind it sounded quite interesting. So that's The Good Liar. Next up is Chappie. Oh, look at that slip. Wow. I don't know if that comes across. That literally, it doesn't light up, but it kind of appears to light up. That's a beautiful slip. Now I do have this. This is strange. I do have this on 4K with a slip. But if I'm honest, I might swap this over, because the slip on it is okay, but it's not this slip. It's a good film as well. It's a strange film because of the fact that it has that, you have that band in it. Is it Deantwood? And they are strange to say the least, and they're strange in this movie as well. But I love the robot in here, Chappie. He's a great character. But that slip, wow, that's beautiful. That. So I'm tempted to even buy the Blu Ray and just stick it in there, and just so I can have that slip on the shelves. So that's Chappie. Wow, brilliant slip that. Never seen that at all in my life. Next up is Cold Pursuit. Now I have got Cold Pursuit over there. I was looking at it just before. Has it got a slip? No, it hasn't got a slip. So that's going on there. That's going to be on the ones with Arnie, to go on to the ones that I'm going to put on the movies at the end of this video. Wow. Next up is, it looks a good film. The Debs have seen that one actually. Next up is Casino, but this is, I believe this is the HMV exclusive slip. So this is a great film, really well acted, but very brutal as well. So that'll be my CX pile. That's Casino. I don't own that one actually. I used to own it on VHS. Next up is Crazy Stupid Love. Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Julianne Moore, Emma Stone, brilliant, Marisa Tomei, brilliant, and Kevin Bacon. Wow, what a cast. This is obviously a kind of rom-com, but I'm hoping it's one of those rom-coms that I like, that aren't really your normal rom-coms. They're a little bit odd, or a little bit off kilter. So definitely be checking that one out. That's Crazy Stupid Love. Next up is what a slip this is. This is an amazing slip. Now actually I have got this slip. It's just up there. But I think for some reason that the red on here is went orange. Well, it's obviously been in the sunlight sometime, although I don't keep them in the sunlight. I might have just got a bit of sun on it. And it's turned that bit a different colour. Well, orangey. So this one will be getting swapped over, because this, I mean, it's got this on, but this isn't wrecked. It's wow, it's meant to look. It's like aged, but it's not aged, if you know what I mean. I just think that's an amazing cover. Now I think the steelbook of this is quite good, but I think that this would have been much better on the steelbook, if I'm honest. I've got the 4K of it. The 4K looks sensational. It's one of the best 4Ks I've seen this year. Absolutely amazing. So that'll get swapped over. I'll put that in the pile of swaps for the moment. Next up is 48 Hours, the HMV exclusive slipcover. I do like these because they look exactly like you would see on the shelves for the VHS. When you see the so retro, I like the fact that they're not brought up to today's standards. By that I mean it doesn't look like something that was made yesterday, even though it was. Great film this. This was back when Eddie Murphy could do no wrong. He was the darling of Hollywood. Which I don't think he's making rubbish films. He just seemed to slide off the radar for things. He should definitely get another stand-up show done, because he's so funny. So that'll go in the CX pile. Oh. Next up is, well, Scarface. Now I don't own this on 4K. The 4K looks sensational, but I think my son's got this on Blu-ray, but I don't know if he's got the slipcover, or if he has, the slipcover isn't good. I'm not too sure about that, but that'll get swapped out with his slipcover. So that's one for my son there. Amazing, brilliant film, obviously, and the 4K is immense. So that's one for swapping as well. Amazing film, love it, always have. Used to have it in every format, I think. Next up is Shazam. Now I've got this on 4K. The 4K is brilliant, but I don't know if my son does have some Marvel films, but sorry, DC. I don't know if he's going to have this one, but so I love this cover. I think that'll go in my doubles file. So that's Shazam. Great movie, really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the second one, although that's it. They're done and dusted now, aren't they? Next up is 12 Strong. That's, yes, it's Chris Hemsworth. I'm sure that's Deborah. She watches all these type of movies. She loves them. So therefore, she will watch them if I buy it. So these are ones that I don't have to twist her arm watching it, unlike some of the other ones that I say, do you want to watch Cannibal Ferox tonight? How do you think that goes? Right, so that'll be a definite pick up in the CX pile, and that'll be a definite watch for the Debs. Even if she might watch it herself. But she hardly ever watches movies by herself, believe it or not. Well, in physical format. She does them more streaming, believe it or not. So next up is now I've got this, and I think I've either got it with I don't know if I've got the slipcover. I might not have. That'll be one of the ones that I'll have to check out to see if I need to swap it over. It's a lovely condition. And yeah, I haven't seen the movies yet though, but I do think that Shannon Tatum is a great actor. I think he's so funny as well. I like the fact that he popped up in Bullet Train for about 2 seconds. That's one for possible swap. That's 21 Jump Street. I've got the sequel as well. And funny enough, here is a sequel. And I think I've definitely got, I'm going to look and see if I've got these on, I've got them, but I want to see what the slipcovers are like on it. This is just the slipcovers, amazing slipcover. But I'm wanting to watch these because I watched a little bit of them and I thought they were very good. That's 22 Jump Street. Next up is Absolutely Anything. This is a Simon Pegg movie. And have I seen this or not? I don't think I have. Robin Williams, actually. Is it safe from with Joanna Lumley? No, I haven't seen this one. I would remember that. Kate Beckinsale and Monty Python as well there. So how about that then? Robin Williams plays the dog. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that one out. Warning, Blu-ray contains added filth. I'm definitely watching that. Brilliant. Lovely slipcover that. Next up is Allied. That's soft touch slipcover. And it also stars Marion Cotillard, who played Edith Piaf in the movie. I forgot what it's called. Probably called Piaf. Amazing movie. She played a brilliant part. She was, in fact, you would think it was her. Such a good performance. I think she won an Oscar for it, quite rightly. So yes, I'll definitely check this out. I know I've seen her in a couple of other films. I can't remember the last film I saw her in, but she was really good in it. So that's Allied. That's CX pickup. Next up is Atomic Blonde. I have seen this movie, actually. Me and Deb saw it. Great cast. James McAvoy, brilliant actor. And Charlize Theron, who's also brilliant. This was an excellent movie, and I will be picking this up again. Well, I picked it up again. I didn't pick it up. I'd watched it on Sky Movies. It's one of the ones that I did want to spot glossing. I did want to get. So amazing slipcover, great film, quite dark in places, and a lot of good editing in it as well. That's Atomic Blonde, brilliant. CEX. Imagine if I just walked to CEX with these slipcovers and says, right, I want to buy the movies for them. And they would say, what you got them for? And I says, because I've got class. And I don't throw them in the bin. So next up is American Hustle. Now, this is a funny movie because it's got an amazing cast in it, absolutely brilliant cast, some of my favourite actors who act at the minute. And I bought it from Poundland for £1, and I haven't watched it. It's one of those ones where you say, I can't wait to watch this, and you just never watch it. But I will watch it. It does have a slipcover on, I think, but whatever happens, actually I will be putting this slipcover on because this slipcover is in fantastic condition. But I'm really eager to see this movie. This is a strange movie because I believe did it have like loads of Oscars or Oscar nominations. It was like huge when it came out, and it immediately went into the like Poundland bin, and you think, wow, what's this doing there? Actually, the only movies that you see in Poundland now is usually this one, which is, I wonder what they think when they think, hang on a minute, we made this movie and it's like literally in the bin, but it shouldn't be. So that's American Hustle. Amazing slipcover that. I will be swapping that one over. So that's the end of the slipcovers, but there's other stuff in here. So first package is incredibly well wrapped as well. Oh, look at that cover. That's amazing. Or the box, should I say. This is the Golden Hand Shirt. I remember Dave said, I'm going to send you something, but I don't know if you got it. And when he told us, I said, no, I definitely haven't got this one. I've never even seen the cover of it. Now, this, I believe, is it in? Yes, it's in German there. I think it's a true story about a serial killer, I believe. But this is, I would imagine this is from Germany. It's got Dolby Atmos on it. And yeah, so this is a movie that I've never heard of, obviously, but these movies, I really like these. I love German film anyway. So that's it out of the case. Wow. I wonder if you can scan that with a phone and it tells you what it is. I'm sure that these things exist now. 110 minutes. I don't know what year this is from. I think it's new-ish. Yeah. So that'll be one I'll be checking out. And intriguing. Great cover. Wow. And there's a package here. A parcel, should I say. And in here is wow. This is amazing. The 4K of Rambo First Blood. I mean, what can I say, Dave? Honestly, Dave and Jill, this is incredible. And there it is out of his case. Lovely cover, that. Big fan of Stallone, as you know. Just in perfect condition. Slip cover. Wow. So you get the 4K and you also get the Blu-ray. Now I don't know if this is a remastered Blu-ray or the same Blu-ray as was the previous Blu-ray. I'm not too sure about that. I do know that the Rambos on Blu-ray look absolutely spectacular, so there's everything to say that this one will look even better. So what I'll do is I'll go and check these out and I'll tell you what I thought of them. But I've got to say, Dave and Jill, I can't thank you enough for this. These 45 slipcovers and also this 4K and this quite intriguing German Blu-ray. Really do appreciate that. Cheers. So before I show you the slipcovers that I used from Dave, with Dave's blessing, the plastic covers that I had on the 4K and the Blu-ray, I said to Dave, I said, could I use them on some steelbooks, because on my shelf for uniformity I don't have any of these covers, the plastic covers on them, and could I use them on there? And he says, yeah, no problem, do whatever you want. So I put them onto these two items and they look absolutely amazing. So the two steelbooks I put into those protective cases are Metropolis and Nosferatu. These are from Eureka. Both the steelbooks are in perfect condition, but it's only a matter of time before something happens to them, isn't it? They're on the shelves. They've remained unscathed for all this time, but now with these being in these plastic cases, literally on there, and they look absolutely just finishing them off really nicely. So I want to thank Dave once again for saying no problem, put them in there, and I think they look absolutely brilliant, and I'm so pleased to know that they're never going to get damaged, not that they are damaged now. So thanks once again, Dave. Really do think they look spectacular. So the slipcovers I've utilised so far are American Hustle. This is perfect condition. Now the one I had was okay, but it wasn't half as good as this one. So it was an instant swap over. So that's American Hustle. Next up is 22 Jump Street. Now I did have 21 Jump Street, and I did have the slipcover on that, and I did have a slipcover on here, but the slipcover on here was quite dodgy, if I'm honest. It was probably from CX. I probably got it just to complete the collection. So this one is perfect quality. So that goes next to my perfect quality 21 Jump Street slipcover. Amazing. Next up is Cold Pursuit, as I said. I got this from One Below. Do you remember when they used to do Blu-rays for £1, which was amazing? And this obviously just finishes off completely. Nice on the shelf. Lovely slip, that. Also, The Last Stand, Schwarzenegger. This is another one I got cheap from CX, I think. And that just finishes up nicely on the stand. I love these ones with big bold lettering on. Not some of them have like the letters, you can't see them, but this one, you know, I love them when they stand out like that. And lastly, in the slipcovers, I got Pulp Fiction swapped over. Now you see how this looks. This is the previous one I had. And you can tell the difference. I couldn't believe how much of a difference it was for the spine on this one to that one. So this is it. I mean, the front's good, but spines, wow. So I love the cover on this one, and it doesn't matter how much, like the 4K I got for, I could get the biggest, bestest 4K special edition ever of Pulp Fiction. I just like this release, so it's always going to remain on the shelves, and I just want a lovely spot gloss and all over the place if you look at that. So this is great to have one of my favourite slipcovers of all time back to its former glory. So the movies that I got off Dave, this one here, which funny enough, when I was doing my video and I was editing it, I realised that I'd called this the Golden Handshake, but it's actually called the Golden Glove. So I'm kind of a little bit there, but I'm not. This movie, I'm going to talk about this on the movies that I've watched, because I watched this movie. I knew I had to watch it because it just looks so intriguing. And I didn't look anything up about this actual real life serial killer, because I wanted to sort of not get any heads up of what happened. But this movie, I've got to speak about it on what I've watched on the month of March, because I've had such a good time with this movie. It's one of those movies when you watch it, it kind of sticks with you, and you find yourself thinking about it all the time. But I've got a lot to talk about in this movie, so that'll get talked about on my what I've watched in the month of March. But I want to thank Dave once again for sending this over to me. Never knew this existed, but I am so glad that I've watched this movie. The performance of this fella here, unbelievable. But I'll go more into that when I talk about it on my what I watched at the end of the month. That's the Golden Glove, not Handshake. And lastly, I checked out Rambo, First Blood on 4K. Now this looked absolutely amazing. I knew it would, because the Blu-ray looked so nice. So the picture quality is exceptional. The features on the faces, the clothing, the outside, the colours of the grass, the trees, it just all looks amazing. And you can't imagine this would ever look that way. But wow, when they get these movies remastered and they do a good job of them, when you know Studio Canal's been involved with it, you know you're in for a treat. So this is amazing. And once again, Dave and Jill, I want to thank you for everything that you've sent to me here. I can't even hold in my hands all the stuff that I've got here, and also the 2 steel books over there. It's just been an amazing package for you to send, and I want to thank you once again. I want to thank the both of you once again for taking the time out to do this to me. So thanks for watching. You take care, especially you, Dave and Jill, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.